Hi guys. Welcome to Chinese Drama. In this video we are going to review this Chinese drama called Fights Break Sphere Season 1 Episode 1. So guys, don't miss and don't forget to subscribe and share for more upcoming updates about Chinese dramas. The genius of dreams and misfortunes is hidden in the Qianqian Gate, the court is down, the Shao family is humiliated, and is remarried. 20,000 years ago, the legendary fighter Dou led the five major families, like Soul Temple, and sealed it under the ice in the extreme cold. After the emperor's emergence, the five major families have passed on to this day, shouldering the arduous task of guarding the light. Xiao Yan, the son of the Shao family in Wutan City, is the strongest talented young man on the mainland. When he was 9 years old, he gained 9 fights and won the fight competition championship. The Shao family is among the top 5 families and has a reputation. Yuan Yang. At that time, when the Northern War came, the Dark Forces recovered, and Zhao's mother was ordered to participate in the joint battle of the 5 major families. However, fate has changed drastically since then, as if a big joke for Xiao Yan. After returning from the battlefield, Xiao Mu was put on the hat of a rival villain. Elder Dust Chen was killed inexplicably. The whereabouts of her fighting spirit treasure were unknown. The 5 major families pointed this spear at Xiao Mu's heart. Obviously all these are the masters of the Soul Temple, the soul destroys the life, but the elders of the family do not believe the explanation of the ancient text heart, the ancient text commits suicide with anger and anger. However, the storm has not subsided. In the face of the people who forced the family, Xiao Yan's father, Xiao Zhan, was self-defeating to prove his innocence, and his martial arts became futile. The Xiao family has since fallen, leaving only the family medicine business support. Wan Guan, the status of the vindictive mainland is plummeting. 27 years passed quickly, and Xiao Yan practiced his fighting spirit very hard. He hoped to become the strongest fighter and then pursue the truth of his mother's death, and he was really murderous behind the scenes. However, contrary to his wishes, Xiao Yan's fighting spirit not only did not grow by leaps and bounds, but also stagnated. Xiao Yan was reduced from a genius boy to a common man, so he was always bullied but unable to fight back at school. Finally, he decided not to be patient anymore. After he found his father, he asked him to teach the method of angry lion madness, wash his shame, but was spit without talent. Xiao Yan ridiculed that his father would only useless martial arts and hide all day. The consequences of angering the old man are serious. What waits for Xiao Yan is the punishment of the ruler. Zhao's father then introduced to his son Mr. Wan, the shopkeeper of the Xiaojia medicine store. He hoped that Xiao Yan would give up the fighting spirit and follow Mr. Wan to the medicine store to learn the operation skills. Never thought about giving up. Father Zhao's attitude was very tough, and even disregarded the identity of the patriarch. Instead of Xiao Yan kneeling and worshipping, Mr. Wan completed the ceremony of worship. At the moment, Xiao Yan couldn't understand Xiao father's good intentions. For Xiao Yan's current situation, there is no advantage to the spirit of cultivation. It is even more frustrating to enter the arena. The deceased wife confessed. Xiao Xiaoyan still practiced secretly in private. When he remembered his situation, he was furious and hit the tree trunk madly. He accidentally bumped into the ring of his finger and was suddenly sucked into the exotic space. This ancient Yuexin had left Xiao Yan with an admittance ring before his death, and he was told to keep it safe for a long time. Only then did Xiao Yan discover the hidden secret of Na Ring. Confused, Xiao Yan shuttled through the space of admittance, and encountered a white-haired fairy who called Medicine Dust. His appearance finally solved Xiao Yan's confusion. It turned out that after many years of self-reliance, they were all sucked by medicinal dust, and his mother was seriously injured. In order to save medicinal dust, and even the idea of transferring the treasures of Xingli Pavilion to Neji space was medicinal dust. Out. These truths made Xiao Yan furious, but no matter how hard he punched his fist, he couldn't hurt the medicine. Xiao Yan hoped that Yao Chen could take revenge for himself. Yao Chen refused flatly. It is said that this medicine dust has lost its flesh since the first battle of the Soul Palace. Only the soul is hiding in this space of admittance. The favorite things are nothing but two things, drinking and eating Xiao Yan's fighting spirit. As night fell, Yao Chen swept away the good wine of the drugstore while Xiao Yan was asleep, and Xiao Yan, who woke up naturally, became a scapegoat and was beaten in vain. Xiao Yan did his best and wanted to use wine in exchange for the opportunity to learn Kung Fu. He went straight to the Neji space to find medicine dust, hoping that he could point out his boxing skills. Unexpectedly, this medicine dust pretended to be unconscious and ignored Xiao Yan. At this time, Xiao Yan rebuked the dust of the medicine dust absorption bucket but failed to make any achievements. Even if he claimed to be his mother's master, it was difficult to convince. After listening to the stimulus, Yao Chen danced a set of emperor long boxing. Although this method is simple, it is full of vigor and unpredictable. After a war 7 years ago, Yao Chen knew the sinister world outside. He turned around and presented Xiao Yan a recipe for refining medicine, hoping that he could build something on top of refining medicine, and don't think about practicing fighting all day. Xiao Yan accepted the pharmacopoeia, but also stated his position, and never give up the practice of fighting spirit. After Xiao Yan returned to the real world, he learned that Canaan College is selecting talents, and the Nalan family has now come to Yutun City to take the exam. When Xiao Yan's grandfather and the Nalan family set up a baby kiss on behalf of the Xiao family, Nalan Yanran and Xiao Yan's marriage naturally should be on the agenda. Xiao Zhan is ready to pay tribute to the Nalan patriarch. I hope Xiao Yan can take this opportunity to visit Yanran. Master Nalan Yanran's Master Yunshan sent 4 disciples to send expedited letters, hoping that Yanlan's grandfather Nalan Chan could consider his marriage with the Xiao family carefully. After all, people go to high places, and today the Xiao family is long gone. Yanran didn't like it. The Xiao family is actively preparing for an engagement. At this time, the chief refining officer of the Nalan family, Duan Wang Guha, came to visit. He brought 6 medicines to help Xiao Zhan recover 60% to 70%. Behind such a generous gift, there are naturally additional conditions. He euphemistically told Nalan that the son at his knees was dull, but his granddaughter was bright and intelligent. Xiao Zhan understands people. At first hearing, he knew that this was to cancel the marriage contract. He returned the magic medicine and hoped that Nalan would consider it carefully. If he insisted on the divorce, he would personally come to the door. The engagement banquet between the Xiao family and the Nalan family was held as scheduled, but the atmosphere was not quite right. Nalanda refused Xiao Yan's tea toasting, leading the topic to the Nalan family's expedition to the Soul Hall 7 years ago. In that year, Nalanda was physically disabled and more than half of the family's soldiers were damaged. The decline of the Nalan family is inevitable, and all hopes are pinned on Yanran, but the Xiao family today is not a strong enough belonging. Nalanda said something that turned the engagement banquet into an alliance banquet, and she said the meaning of marriage was not an alliance. Nalan Yanran even said a 3-year agreement. If Xiao Yan could defeat herself in Yunlanzong 3 years later, she would be a slave for life. The decline of the Nalan family is inevitable, and all hopes are pinned on Yanran, but the Xiao family today is not a strong enough belonging. Nalanda said something that turned the engagement banquet into an alliance banquet, and she said the meaning of marriage was not an alliance. Nalan Yanran even said a 3-year agreement. If Xiao Yan could defeat herself in Yunlanzong 3 years later, she would be a slave for life. Thank you for watching.